Good morning, everyone. As you can see, I've changed location today. I'm now in our workshop. Usually, I've been doing this in our front lounge, which is quite bizarre sometimes, sat there looking out, watching people walk past. So, today I thought because of Jane, I wanted to be nearest in the garden. So this is the workshop where we make our stuff, and obviously behind me is all the vegetables and plants that we've got growing. So let's start. Okie doke. Right. There we go. Technical hitches this morning, which I'm glad to see. So let's have a look. She's joining and hello. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Really
Good.
good.
Good. So please introduce your sorry, I'm just adjusting because I'm in a different location today. So there we go. So you can see the back garden and everything. So introduce yourself and tell us what you make and sell.
My name's Jane Clift, and I hand make 2- and 3-dimensional wire sculptures for the garden and for the house.
Fantastic. And why did you set up your business? And how did you come up with your business name?
Long story. Very similar to a lot of other people in that I was working on a major project. I worked in IT in professional development, and we were working on a major project actually in the NHS to computerize all their records. So it was a pretty major. That naturally came to an end, and I started looking around for another project, and I just suddenly thought, I don't want to do this anymore. I really don't want to do this anymore. Probably like you, I love my garden, always have done.
Yeah.
So I used to source vintage containers, all sorts of different containers to put plants in, and they'd be all around the garden. And everybody used to say, "Oh, that looks amazing. Can you find me some?" And so I thought, well, actually, that would be quite a good thing to do. And I think it was probably my daughter who came up with the name of a vintage garden. I think the vintage garden had been taken, so we went for a garden, and it actually at the time it was vintage was very big. I mean, I guess it probably still is, but then it was like on the up. So we came with that name, and it was a very different business to what it is today. It was all about pots, and I used to plant up little vintage teacups and teapots, little boughs, and I'd have a rack at the bottom of our driveway, and people would drive by, and I had to have a little honesty box, and people would drive by, going to lunch or whatever, they'd pick one up. So that was how it kind of all started, really.
Cool. And so whereabouts are you based, and where is your sort of workspace?
Well, as you may have realised, me talking about estate agents and things, when we moved from Devon 2 years ago. Lived in Dartmouth, I don't know if you know Dartmouth, but it's a lovely little. We moved back to Hampshire because that's where we found we really loved, and we sold our house, so we decided to rent a property in a little place called Alresford, which is quite close to Winchester. Beautiful, beautiful town. If you've never been here, you should come, because you're absolutely full of lots of lovely little independent shops and things.
Sure, yeah.
So we rented, and it's taken an awful lot longer to find a property that A, we like, and B, we can afford. So, but we finally found something. So, and interestingly, the landlord of this house we're in now is selling the house. So, probably selling or re-renting. So that's why the agents were coming round. So in fact, I don't really have a proper workspace, except for that I've got a mighty big kitchen, and I tend to work in there at the moment.
Cool. Excellent. So have you a favourite item to create, and why have you chosen that at all? Something that you really like to make?
Couple. Is that right?
Yeah.
So this is a commission, and I make a lot of these, if you can see it.
Yeah.
And it's actually, there's going to be 3 of them, and they're going to go on the end of a garden. So they go in the garden as a swooping group of birds. And I do quite a few. but that's a commission, and that's funnily enough going to Devon. And
Yeah.
then I make a lot of.
They're amazing. I love those. Yeah.
Yeah, we do really well
Yeah.
with those, and also we have the outdoor ones, so the ones that go
Yes.
in the park, so that you can kind of have a use, because you can put them near plants that might be misbehaving. So
yes. Well, I've actually got some as well. They're kind of Denise Jack. She's they're mosaic, so there's sort of three
yes,
of them. Yeah, okay. Denise is lovely, which is really lovely because, you know, at the moment, summer and spring, it's all beautiful. And then come winter, it's really boring. So those are really lovely because we get the colour and the mosaic in them, which is, you know, really nice. And I bet with the ones you've got, they pop up with all the flowers, which are great, aren't they?
They are. Yeah. They do an added interest to the garden when nothing else is going on. So, you know, so that's really lovely. And also in the winter, they kind of build their little... Spiders build their little webs in the bulb of the seed, so it looks really pretty.
Oh, fantastic! They get confused then.
Yeah,
the things get confused. You're messing with Mother Nature there, aren't you? I think we've all kind of learned. I mean, one for me, I'm loving the garden at the moment. Just behind me, I've just got, you know, loads and loads of flowers and you know, there's cucumber, there's pumpkins. I've started to grow cabbages, and they've all kind of shot up. So I've kind of got some out in the garden. I think I'll be kind of giving them to all my neighbours because, you know, I can't grow all these cabbages because I'm going to go massive. But it's really enjoyable, isn't it? Just being out in the garden and having things that you can put out there to complement your plants, etc.
Yes, really.
Yeah. We have an ethos about... Oh, no, sorry. I haven't said about, have you been working at new this year? That was about Fire Rating to Crave. Have I said that? Sorry. No. Thank you. Sorry. It's being in this new location, and do you know what? The radio's on, and I'm absolutely baking. But for some reason, the heating's popped in. I'm sat next to a radiator, so I really like... Great, I didn't think of that, did I? Oh, I'll sit in the garden room and like I'm absolutely baking. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So, have you been working on anything new this year?
Yeah, I did. I suppose the thing I worked on was I decided to make a lot of sculptures, or a series of sculptures all around family, because we've all been missing. I mean, I personally have been missing family dreadfully. And I mean, my son lives in Winchester, so I've been able to see him and his family, but I haven't been able to hug him, you know, for a year, and that's for me unbearable. And my daughter's in Devon, so I haven't seen her since last August, I think. So, but she's come at the end of June. Anyway, so because I'm missing my family so much, I thought I'd make a series of families. So I kind of, like, this is just one. So this is like, I don't know if you can see. But
Wow.
Mummy and baby hair. And I've done sheep and family of swan. So I thought that would be quite a nice sort of lockdown result.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of that, isn't there? Those sort of, you know, of the last year of actually making something that makes you feel good and makes you feel better, isn't it? That's a really, you know, if you can't have your family, you've got that sort of bond of something. And probably while you're making them, you're thinking of your family too, aren't you? They're in your
And there is also the kind of the business head that comes that says, well, you know, that's an emotional thing, isn't it?
Yes.
Around family. So
definitely. So we have an ethos about customer service, which is about being unique, friendly and creative. Is there any kind of ethos or saying or anything that you kind of stick by or gets you through the days?
I think honesty is a really big one, sort of integrity in around what we make, how we treat our customers, and also being nice to deal with. I think it's really important that people want to buy from you. It might be the same as somebody down, you know, 3 stores down, although it wouldn't be because ours are unique. But you know, but you want people to want to buy from you. So I think it's about being nice to deal with and being honest. If people buy things online, and I find that I can combine the postage, I'll always email them and say, listen, I'm refunding you back some money. And it's that people really love that you're honest. So I think that's really important to us.
Yeah, that's really sweet. Yeah. So what are your goals and dreams, would you say, for this year?
I think it's funny because we've had the most phenomenal year online, and although we've always had a presence online, as with a lot of other people, when lockdown happened, we changed the way we did business. My son, luckily, can look at my website and say, well, I'll change it all for you and make it mobile friendly, that sort of thing. So I would say we were more like 85% events driven and 15%.
Wow, yeah.
But that obviously changed completely. So the temptation is to grow that more, because actually it's a hell of a lot easier having this ka-ching on your phone and say, oh, we've had an order. Come a load of to an event. But I think we're really looking forward to connecting with people again. And that's probably the goal. Also, there was a goal to do less events this year.
Right, yeah.
With you. And just it is hard work.
Yeah, it is.
So no, I think it's just growing what we're doing, to continue enjoying what we're doing, because I keep saying because when I showed you my poppy seeds, I used to make those and sell a lot. Well, I still do sell. They became too much almost, where I couldn't make enough of them. And so my husband Phil, who is retired now, works with, and he makes half of it. So he said, "How can I help you so that it makes?" And now we do it together, and we have a lot of fun. Doing it together. He's always come with me to events. He's always been a huge support and more business focused than I am. So it's brought a much better focus to our business.
Yeah, and it is, isn't it? There's lots of couple, we've spoken before about it, and the couple obviously with myself, with Dapper Suave, but when we get to do the events, I am the host, and I kind of miss doing being Dapper and Suave selling. And at the moment we have got one in August. We've just signed up for something in December, but I really do enjoy that. And as you said earlier, there's a really nice connection and different sort of strengths and weaknesses that you both have, where your husband, the marketing and things, and it's really nice when you have couples that are there together that sort of share that passion of what they make. And especially if you both make it, it's really nice. There's nothing worse than, and as I've said to finding out with the event in June, where there are limited to people with twos, so we have to look at that. And it's almost saying, that person coming along with you, are they beneficial for your business? When they're at the event, are they going to just sit there and just do nothing? And I had it once where there was somebody who just sat there, and I think after they just ate all day, and I was like, well, what benefit are they to your stall? Every time I went over, they had their arms folded, they were eating, and I was like, no, it's so it's really nice when you bounce off each other, and when you've got two people, and you can do that bit where you can quickly have something to eat, and then they can step in instead of both stuffing your faces with food. Is just not what I want at our events anymore. That's not going to happen anymore. So that's just. You say I've just who is your support network? Obviously, your husband and your family. Definitely. I mean, you don't even have to say that. I can see that. Is there anyone else at all that sort of supports you in your network?
I've got a couple of really special friends who have been always supportive, which is one. I've got other stall holders. So, for instance, you interviewed Caroline Thompson.
Yes.
And she's an enormous support. But I think it's just, when you're doing something together, and it is Phil who's basically my mainstay, when you're doing something together, it's all very well people coming up and saying, oh, this is wonderful. But when someone actually puts their hand in their pocket and with their hard-earned money for something you've made, it's a real sort of high five. It's like, we've made it. There's nothing like it, is there?
No, there isn't. There isn't. I enjoy that. And I think as well, with regards to the businesses, you know, as I've said, we've got 40 brand new businesses. Last year we had 9, we've got 40. And there are so many people as well that are brand new, have never done this before, and I will be giving them the support they need as well. But I think of just having that, of not having their friends and family buy something, but actually a stranger that comes along, likes what you do and buys it, is just a really uplifting thing, isn't it? It's really lovely. Yeah.
I enjoyed you, by the way, yesterday with, was it Jess?
Yes.
Wasn't she adorable?
She was. She's so lovely, and you know, and she's young. She's a student, and you know that's what we're about. It's, you know, we are stockholders for everyone. It's all diversity of things, and yeah, she was really lovely. And even yesterday, she put a post up of a photo of a pub, and then the next minute, then she showed the image. So I am really looking forward. No pressure, but she knows she has to do one of Dorking. She has to. So that'll be really exciting to what she does. But yeah, really clever and really kind of you know, she's new, she's a student, you know, and just finding out about how she's coping in the last year. But she seems fine.
It's lovely seeing young people, because that's a great recommendation for craft, isn't it? Really, definitely. Because craft is such a dreary thing, and when you get young people joining it, young vivacious people joining in the whole sort of party, it just does wonders for the whole well, the whole look and feel of craft.
Sure, you know, and yesterday it was lovely seeing all our young friends sort of messaging and that as we were doing this, and it just brings that kind of new people to it. And you know, I spoke the other day with Paula, which from Pippin Scott, and I'm just writing a press release, and I've had to use her saying was bringing it into the 21st century, and I think it's so important to just have new, fresh ideas that people walk in and go, oh, this is a bit different, instead of that kind of craft fair. It's still very hard. I know people talk about the arts and craft, and it's fine, and that's what it is. I'm still trying to very much get away from that, calling it a market, you know. That's where, you know, and as everyone knows, please, when it comes to the Christmas one, do not call it a fair, F-A-Y-R-E, because that to me, it's Dickensian, it's Victorian, and it feels, you know, and it's very old fashioned. And I think, you know, we can take old styles and make them, you know, we can put it in a contemporary fitting, anything in life you can. So yeah, but yeah, that was really good yesterday. So the events you're doing this year are you're down with June, which is going to be great because it's the summer event. It's going to fit very well with what you make, and people will really be able to see your products. I think that's more important, actually. I don't know about you, but seeing them in the person is much more enjoyable, isn't it? And people will buy from you.
Yes, definitely. No, I'm so looking forward to and also to see other storeholders, because you know, I've got lots of things that I buy from other storeholders. So
yes, definitely.
We're really lucky. We get to first dibs on a lot of the
yeah, definitely. You know, and there's so many things that you buy that you know are unique, that they, you know, if it's a piece of artwork, there are only so many of them made, you know, and 100 of them made, and you've got the whatever, and it's just that really nice feeling, isn't it? So it's something that you can just go to the high street and, you know, go to IKEA or something, everyone's got it. It's, you know, it's really lovely. And as you've said, learning from where you could go to all these outdoor events, and that's where you're now realizing that actually you do need, you know, the online is still, you know, it's accessible to everyone, isn't it, to buy your products? Yeah,
really important. It's because so many people, that's how they shop. And I mean, the difference is, I think, with art and craft is that personally I like to feel it. You've gone. Shall I?
Sorry. my phone links to here. I should have. I've never done it. I should have. I'll turn it off next time. It comes to my iPad. So sorry about that. Sorry.
Whenever it happens, you're doing this. So
yeah.
you get this face.
I'm probably doing that anyway. Yeah, and also what was lovely, what you said earlier, and thanks to your son as well, because you're probably what you're doing and your website and things like that. I'm not realizing that people now look on their mobile, they look on their iPad, and we've just had a bit of a revamp with Dapper Suave, just to sort of bring it in together a bit more. I think people were getting confused with the whole Dapper and Suave, so we're the makers and the stylists, and then we're then the market host. It's really kind of just putting it all together. Then having to see how it looks on a mobile, seeing how it looks on an iPad, seeing how it looks and whatever. And it's really quite time consuming. Yeah, I leave Rob to do that. Yeah, but it is really, how people shop now, and they might look at your, so they might look at the mobile desk, go, oh, it looks a bit rubbish, and then they move on to somebody else. So you've got to really think about your social media and how you come across as well, isn't it? Yeah,
that's the goal for me, is to try and work out how to utilize social media and make the most of it, really, because I think obviously it's great for some people. I mean, I'm not so sure I want to sell from social media, but a lot of people do.
Yeah.
So, but yes, I think with the online business, you basically have to make it easy.
Yeah.
Easy and that then if there's any, you've got to do this before you do that, and then I think people say, oh, I can't be bothered, I do it myself, I can't be bothered with all that. So
yeah, and another thing that is a really great way. I mean, I saw somebody the other day that was her first live she did on her own, and it was really inspiring, because she's got one coming up in a couple of weeks. But also you've got a chance now, we've got 2 months to the event in June, to people to then start saying, look, this is what I make, but come and find me at in June and all of that. So that there are other ways of actually just really here it is, this will be there, so people get that idea of what will be at the event. I do the countdown, and I can only take so many images, but also it's then up to you guys to then shout out about, this is what I've got, this is a little bit more add on to it, so people really before they get to the event, they know what's there and what to expect. So yeah, I'm all, I need you guys as well to do your little bit to help me. I'm at the moment press releases and all sorts of bits that are going out, and there'll be more, radio interviews and bits that we're working on. So yeah, and lots of website listings. That's what I've been working on, which has just been a complete different JPEGs and different sizes. It's just, oh my God. So yeah. So last question is, why did you choose to work with Dapper and Suave?
I'm a very sort of immediate person, so yeah. I see someone, I hear someone, and I like them or I don't. I mean, it's just they're either my person or they're not. So it's not about liking someone. It's about can I be? And it's a very immediate thing.
Yes.
It doesn't grow on me. It's either there or it's not. And I did have some messages, and I have seen the Dapper and Suave thing around. So there must be some good stuff going around in the background on social media, or because it has kept popping up. It's really busy, as I said to you, and I had another show that I was working on that was major, and I saw it and thought, oh, I must investigate. And then I was so snowed under, I forgot about it. And then I watched the interview with Caroline, because Caroline said, oh, I'm going to be on. And I thought, yeah, I could work with him.
Cool. Excellent. Yeah. And it's, as well, when you get there, there's, I mean, that's what's great about when we start the countdown, which will happen after we've done all the 10 at 10, sort of mid-May, and you'll get to know, and it's really exciting. And then everyone starts following each other, and you get a real sense of who's going to be there. And obviously, Caroline, it worked, for her doing that the other day. If it wasn't for her on that Monday, we've got 4 brand new people, including yourself, who have come on board. Through us chatting, and it's really, I gave her some virtual flowers. I think I might have to get some more. She messaged her and said she couldn't make this one, so she'll be watching later. So hello to Caroline. So which is lovely, and there is that kind of, I can see there's little kind of communities of friends already which are joining our community, which yeah, you're in good hands with us. You know, we're a good bunch of people, and we're all, you know, we're all very, yeah. Excellent. So it really, really lovely to talk to you. I must turn the heating off because I am absolutely baking in it.
I feel
I'd open the windows, but my cats would come running in, and one of them's very, very loud, and she, yeah, I don't know if she takes after us. You make me decide on that one. So tomorrow, we're with Louise from Willow and Ivy Design. So back here at 10 o'clock tomorrow. Like I say, you can't get rid of me. I'm here for the next 3 weeks at 10 o'clock. So, and like I say, you can, you know, you can watch this on YouTube as well. So if you don't watch it today, I know that I sit and watch it in the evening. I actually didn't get around to watching Jez's yesterday. I was so tired that I actually, Rob said, we haven't watched it, so I'll watch it later, and I'll watch yours as well. So, yeah, really, really great to meet you. Really looking forward to seeing you in June, and take care, and good luck with the house moving. Is that all happening now then? Yeah?
Well, fingers crossed it's going to be before the end of June and the stamp holiday. But it's now time. It's very, very tight, but that's the plan.
Cool. Excellent. Well, lovely to meet you and see you. And like I say, see you in June, and see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.